Those of you who are in agriculture, I would advise when you leave here and you go to the technical college to continue studying the agriculture. And not just to be the farmer, but you could become farm managers because things would improve. In addition to increased business in the services sector, there will be an increased demand for skilled workers, example, the plumbers, electricians, carpenters, masons, etc. And that's why I'm here today, to stimulate your thoughts. Why? The airport is coming. The airport will generate investments in St. Vincent and the Grenadines of all sorts. Therefore, we are going to need a whole cadre of skilled workers. And those of you who are in school now, you're in the right position at the right time to start thinking about your career opportunities, start thinking about the subjects you're taking and if they're going to help you get there and where you need to go from here so that you're trained and ready to take up the jobs that will become available. We do not have a lot of plumbers, electricians, masons, nor carpenters in this country. Sometimes you see a big project going on and you have maybe 2 or 3 masons and a whole set of laborers. They can't do mason work or they can't do carpentry. You have just a few. And these are the areas that command a good, well, should I say a salary, a good wage. Because the plumbers, because they're so scarce, they charge good money for their service. You could hardly find a plumber in this country. And if you find one, he might be able to do the work, but he's not certified. So it'd be a good idea to get to where they train you and can certify you. The electricians, the same thing. You call an electrician today and they can't come because they're busy with somebody else. And you have to wait. And there are few of them. And they command good money. A good mason in this country could earn up to $120 to $125 a day. I don't know a single secretary or some other high-end office work that could earn that in a day. So these are highly skilled. They are in demand, but the supply is limited. So when you're thinking about what you might want to do, you might want to think along these lines. And ladies, you can get into the areas too. They are not restricted to men. Women are now doing them. So the opportunities are there. At the international airport itself, just down the road from you, we are going to need hundreds of workers to operate the airport. Those of us who are there now, most of us are building the airport. A few of them would stay on to manage and operate it, but a lot of us will not be there, and they need people, right? Those from E.T. Joshua Airport will move up, but they're not enough to operate the airport. You still need more people, okay? So know who we will need and start pushing yourself in that direction. Start thinking about your career choice and begin preparing for it. If you're planning to pursue a career in engineering, what subjects are you taking? And that goes for any career that you're planning to pursue. If you're planning to become a doctor, am I now taking the right subjects? If you're planning to become, let's say, a computer technician, am I taking the correct subjects? What do I need to do to take me where I need to go? Will community college or the technical college or some other college help you? Not everybody go to community college or technical. Some people leave here and they go straight overseas with their 7 or 8 or 9 subjects and they go to another college. Whichever is going to help you get to where you're going in the quickest time and the best possible way, then you need to start thinking about how to get there. We're getting back to the tourism industry, which we are anticipating will expand. With the expansion of the tourism industry will come more hotel rooms, more hotels, more restaurants, more bed and breakfasts, more stores, more supermarkets. And if you have more of all of those things, what are you going to need more of? Hello? If you have more hotels, restaurants, bed and breakfasts, supermarkets, what are you going to need more of? Thank you. Anybody behind there, what are we going to need more of? We're assuming the money is there, that's why we have the investment. You're going to need more? I'm not hearing it. Workers. You're going to need more workers. And how do you get more workers? You have to look within what you have. This is our labor force. You are our future labor force. And you have to make sure that you are trained to take up areas in the tourism industry. Now, one of the reasons we do not host international cricket matches, the test cricket. It's due to the fact that we do not have enough accommodation, nor do we have the airlift that we need to move people to St. Vincent in the numbers that would need to be moved. When we have an international airport and we have more hotel rooms on the island and we have bigger planes coming here that could move people, we can look forward to hosting big things like an international test cricket or conventions for that matter. You have big conferences all over the world and we can't host any because we just don't have the capacity. But we are building capacity with the international airport. Now, if you're planning to work in the tourism sector, bear in mind that every aspect of that sector today requires that you are trained. It means from the very top end of the tourism sector to the very lower end, you need to be trained in the area. I mentioned the other day to a class that even if you're going to make the beds, you have to be trained, and they seem surprised. But if you're working in a hotel, making a bed is not as simple as waking up in the morning and pulling on the sheet and you say the bed make up. They have a special technique. If you are cleaning the rooms, you have to be trained as to how to clean the rooms. If you are doing the bartendering, you have to be trained as a bartender. If you're cooking, you have to be trained as a cook. If you're serving as a waiter or waitress, you have to be trained. If you're a taxi driver, you also have to be trained. The days of buying a car and parking it up at the airport and saying you're in a taxi are over. You have to be trained and you have to become part of the Taxi Drivers Association that ensures that you get some training, that you know something about St. Vincent so that when you're taking around your tourists, you can actually give them a guided tour. So rather than driving them and don't know anything about the history or the culture, the heritage of the country. So in every aspect, you will have to be trained. So you will decide where in this sector, if at all you want to work in it, do I want to work? And you get yourself trained accordingly. A similar presentation was also made at the St. Vincent Grammar School, including giving the students a status report on the construction of the Argyle International Airport. Now, the Argyle International Airport is being constructed in 3 phases. We have 3 kilometers to the site. We started in the first kilometer in 2008, August 13th, and to date, we have extended right through to the 3rd kilometer. So we're working in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. In the 1st, we had a substantial amount of work to do, which meant we had 3 mountains to bring down and a valley to fill up. In the 2nd, we have a 2nd valley, which we are filling up. And in the 3rd, we have the Yambo River, which we need to span. Spanning the river means covering that part of the river that will flow under the runway. So we are working in all 3. And so far this year, the focus is on trying to get the mountains right down to where we need them to be. The valley in the 1st kilometer, we have about another 8 feet to go to complete the filling up process, have it to the desired level. And in the 2nd kilometer, we are almost finished. A few more days of hot sun and we might be able to have that completed. We have also prepared the land in the 2nd kilometer to construct the terminal building. We have completed 64.5% of the earthworks, the total earthworks to be done on the project. By the end of this year, we should have completed close to 94.5 or thereabout % of the earthworks. So that will leave us with a negligible amount to be completed early to mid 2012. The completion date for the airport has been extended to 2012 December, the end of December, rather than mid 2012. Why? Precisely because the terminal building construction is delayed by some 7 months. Okay? Now, we are working very hard to have these things done, and we are fairly confident that we could have the airport completed by 2012. It will not be operational in 2012. Look for it to be operational in 2013. Okay? So it's just a few more years, 2 more years or so to go? Okay. So that is basically where we are with the construction. The Cubans are back from Cuba. Our workforce is back out on the field and work is going on as we speak. For more information about the Argyle International Airport, Check us out on the web at www.svgiadc.com. On YouTube, type in IADC SVG or call us at 458-0333. And remember that the contributory fund is still open at any branch of the National Commercial Bank, account number 200884. Go in and make your contribution to the Argyle International Airport.